and I just got a download. I don't even believe it's a download. I just believe it's just more and more clarification and finding things that are without to use as an analogy to be able to further illustrate what is happening on our planet at this time and what is also happening within those who are in alignment and ascending in that alignment and watching these things that once held them captive, fall away. Yeah. I was listening to some music, particularly the song that I have in mind right now for this particular download is Everything She Wants by Wham. If you're not familiar with that group, I believe it was in the 80s, yeah. George Michael was one of the group members of that particular group called Wham. But I was just listening to the song, and at first I was just like, wow, because George Michael did write this song, so I was just, tuning in and just thinking like, it's so relatable, especially with regards to when you are giving something your all, in ignorance, not in divine intelligence, but in ignorance, and you're just wondering why you're not reaping the results that you were promised. Yeah, and these promises come from all forms of indoctrination. That can be within your home, within your community, within your schools, within your churches, whatever religion you subscribe to. Yeah, but it comes from without. Let's just put it that way. It comes from without. And so as I was listening to this song, I'm going to get the lyrics. I was reminded of of Babylon. Yeah. I know many people go, they read the Bible, and it's interesting because now that I've gone through this awakening, I can see the contrast, right? It's not that the things in the physical are not manifested by way of that which was within. Yeah, it's not that, right? But we don't see this, right? We don't really get to see this, hear this, taste this, in a sense that, when you're engaged with your senses, yeah, it's not a distortion. There's no longer a distortion. There's an experience, right? If I taste something, right, now I can log that into my memory bank and label that whatever just so that I'm, mindful of this particular taste. If I hear a sound, I can label that. I can say this is loud, this is soft, this is medium, whatever you want. And musicians know what I mean too. You can describe sound in so many ways, but it's really pretty much for a catalog within yourself in order to, source that when, expressing yourself, right? So I'm listening to this song and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is, it's just so refreshing because it's like, when you think of Babylon and you think of the descriptions that have been given and it talks about the whore and all this other stuff, and immediately, especially within the church, I, for one, have been through many churches, but, you're reminded of a woman who sells herself on the street corner, right? She sells herself on the street corner. Yeah, this is what everybody thinks of. As soon as you think of whore, you think of a woman out here just having sex with a whole bunch of men. Yeah, whether it's for money or it's for free, she just out here giving it all away, right? Well, when you get this awakening, you start to realize this is everyone, both man and woman, who have pretty much forfeited their divinity, yeah, for everything else but that. You understand? So it's almost like, getting to this particular song, which I'm going to get in a second. Let me get the lyrics. Okay, hold on. I got to connect to my phone. I'm waiting on my son again, y'all. Yeah, so he's into sports. So this later, it's about 6:46 p.m. here. So I got to get my let me see. Hold on one second. If I can't get it, it's fine. Oh, actually, I can get it on my phone. I don't need my computer. So I don't need my computer. I can get it from my phone. So let me go get the lyrics to that, y'all. Yeah, I don't need that. Everything she wants, right? Yeah. I love George Michael's voice. He has such a nice voice. This music from the 80s takes me back. I don't know. It does something to me, but it puts me in a nice state. Yeah. It's yeah. But let me see. Everything she wants. Lyrics. I don't need the meaning because Spirit is helping me to understand this based on my level of growth, so I don't need somebody else's meaning at this time. We want to go with what has been illustrated to us with regards to our growth. So, this is Everything She Wants by Wham. Somebody told me that for everything she wants is everything she sees. I guess I must have loved you because I said you were the perfect girl for me, baby. And now I'm 6 months older, and everything you are and everything you see is out of reach, not good enough. I don't know what the hell you want from me. Somebody tell me, this is the chorus, somebody tell me why I work so hard for you to give you money. Some people work for a living. Some people work for fun. Girl, I just work for you. They told me marriage was a give and take. Well, you show me you can take. You've got some giving to do. And now you tell me that you're having my baby? I'll tell you that I'm happy if you want me to. But one step further and my back will break. If my best isn't good enough, and how can it be good enough for two? I can't work any harder than I do. Back to the chorus. Somebody tell me why I work so hard for you to give you money. Why do I do the things that I do? Can you tell my why? Yeah. My God, I don't even think I love you. Somebody tell me why I work so hard for you to give you money. Somebody tell me why I work so hard for you to give you money. How could you settle for a boy like me when all I can see is the end of the week? All the things we sign and the things we buy ain't gonna keep us together. It's just a matter of time. Walking in and out of that door like a stranger for the wages, I give you all. You say you want more. And all I can see is the end of the week, and all the things we sign and all the things we buy ain't going to keep us together. Girl, it's just a matter of time. Yeah. So I know a lot of y'all who are already on this wavelength already know possibly where I'm going and already hear it after I just share those lyrics if you weren't privy to this song. But, you know, initially, you know, like I said, I thought about, George Michael, considering he was the writer of this song. I'm like, man, he must have really been through it, it's easy to talk about the physical, right? Because we see a lot of this. It's so prevalent, especially in marriage. It's so prevalent. We have the statistics to prove this, right? But it's not enough to talk about these things from without because it starts from within, right? It starts from within. And so this is why we would see the examples of master teachers, like Jesus, right, who wouldn't look upon the outer appearance of man. In this story, you see him having engagement with people who were what? Rejected by society, rejected because they didn't fit the status quo, rejected, because they were labeled these whores and, what other ones you can name, or sick, carrying a virus, right? Or all these other things that, I'm pretty sure you're aware of. I don't have to go down the list. But it just brings my mind back to that right now as I'm talking about it. It's just, this is what happens when we don't understand that the spiritual and the physical are important. Both are important. You can't be so focused on the physical that you just dismiss the spiritual, because the spiritual is the means to the end. So if you have an end that you are not happy with, it's because it started within. And so the greater message I see here, like I said, is with regards to, hold on, my thing timed out. I'm trying to get it real quick. Yeah. It's just reminding me of Babylon, of how her citizens suffer under her hands, just like George Michael is explaining in this song. I'm not saying that he saw this way. These are my interpretations. But, with regards to spirituality, you have, the citizens, working for wages, always out here, putting to the grind, right? Bearing no fruits of the spirit, becoming hypocritical, right? Because like I said, they have these beautiful homes, they have these houses, they have 401ks, they have retirement plans, they have nice communities, nice schools, all this other stuff, or what have you. But the fruits of the spirit are missing, They're missing. And what ends up happening is, because people don't really think this is important, what do they try to do when they get caught up? What do they try to do when they get caught up? They try to save face. They try to find ways and means to cover that up and try to play like they don't know what they have done or what they have done, because they're being met face to face with themselves. And instead of being met face to face with themselves and saying, oh my God, I didn't realize that I was carrying this ignorant way of thinking, and now I'm privy to it, I want to change. But instead, what do? They hide it. They hide it, and not even knowing that when they go out here and they turn their nose up at someone who may be having multiple partners, or, might not be the best financial steward in their life, or not the healthiest, if you would have you. I'm trying to think of things, but, they carry such a stank attitude towards this type of, expression when they see it in the physical plane, not knowing that that's them. That's them. Without this spiritual awakening, this awareness, that's you. You looking at yourself. So if you haven't aligned, to your higher self, and you're not on that path to be doing that, when you see these people who are poor, all these, different stories that everybody likes to talk about, especially during this time, which I think the Spirit is bringing to my attention for this reason. This is Christmas, the time where people get all giddy because what? Let's go back to George Michael's song. That's what I'm hearing. Why do they get giddy? Not because they're in alignment, not because they are, tapping into that divinity and source, but because what? Let's go down. Back to the lyrics. What did he say? What did he say about the wages? What did he say? He said, how could you settle for a boy like me when all I can see is the end of the week? Now, what I think about this, like I said, in spiritual terms, it's almost, if you understand the feminine and masculine, your feminine principle, it's almost like your masculine principle asking your feminine principle within yourself, why are you settling for this artificial intelligence? Why aren't you settling? Why aren't you going for the divine intelligence? Why are you accepting me? Yeah, because that's not your natural way of doing things. You're not built for that, right? So how could you settle for a boy like me when all I can see is the end of the week? All the things we sign, and all the things we buy, right? It's just not going to keep us together. It's just a matter of time before that tower falls. It's just a matter of time. It's the in-between, like I spoke in one of my other downloads. It's the in-between, man. It's inevitable. This is why a lot of folks, behavior matches this because they don't understand what's going on mentally. Yeah, when you have somebody snooping in your phone and doing all types of stuff, it's just a matter of time. Something's telling them it's just a matter of time, and they're not listening. They're not listening. It's just a matter of time. And it's the same thing in the spirit. It's just a matter of time, and now is the time. We're about to see this manifested on the physical, not because there's some sky daddy in the sky that wants to just punish us all for not doing things his way like he's a goddamn narcissist. No, the narcissist is the husband of Babylon, the great mother whore. That's her husband. That's the narcissist, okay? When we're talking about this energy, right? And because energy, is expressed, it's expressed in those who subject themselves to this artificial intelligence, and therefore they carry the same nature. Yeah. So Christmas, right? This is the time where everybody wants to put their lights up on their house, but beautiful. I love looking at them. But it's so sad because you look at this person and you're like, but your light inside is like charcoal. Where's the light inside? Yeah, you're doing all this showmanship on the outside, but where's this light on the inside, my man? Yeah. You're like what George Michael wrote here. He's just like, what? Yeah. What gives? What gives feminine? Yeah, to that principle. What gives? Why are you settling for this? Yeah, you're supposed to be joined to source. You're supposed to be joined to divine intelligence, and you're settling for the little boy. And isn't it interesting? Because in real life, we see this manifested again, right? As within, so without. We see people settling, knowing that whoever they're joining themselves to is not even equipped to give them what they want. They already see the signs, and yet they insist on marrying this person, joining with this person, and then going through a hellish experience trying to make this person become something that they're not. Yeah, because you thought it, an interesting thing that's coming to me now is like, if you look at somebody and you feel like, man, I could turn this person into something great, right? And something great for me, for us, I turn him into something great, then it works for me. And hopefully it works for that person too, right? But it's interesting. If you feel that way about somebody else, why don't you feel that way about yourself? Like, if it took your energy to build this person up, why didn't you just build yourself up? Yeah? And then go from there. Then you wouldn't even have to worry about the pull and tug with the opportunity or the possibility that this person will possibly not give you what you want or react the way you want them to react, right? That's not promised because we all have free will, so there's no promise that a person is going to do exactly what you want. The Most High don't even look at us this way. Yeah, I don't see the Most High coming out here cracking, people upside the head, putting them in jail, doing any of that sort. These are men and women on this planet doing this to each other, right? I don't see the Most High coming out here trying to make it known that you should be doing this and this and that because he's the Almighty or she's the Almighty God. I don't see that happening. But with man, yeah, it does, right? So a lot of people get that confused because they don't have no relationship with Source. They're not tapped into Source. So everything they see, they think is reality. Yeah, they think it's reality. But even as I said, you have to do this spiritual work. And if you do this spiritual work, then you have discernment. Even discernment so much so, like I'm doing right now, I'm listening to a song. Yeah, you have churches teaching young people not to listen to certain songs because it'll turn them out. Yeah? And I understand some things are not worthy of your ears. Yeah? But that's not the end all. Because if you have discernment, once you hear something, you can throw it away. Just because you heard the sound don't mean it just automatically penetrates and then now all of a sudden you under the influence. That's not how it works. Yeah? That's not how it works. I remember when I was younger, I was fascinated with music. My mom played music all the time. She had myriad of records. We were always blasting music in the house, right? Always watching musical shows and stuff like that. I loved it. I loved to dance, all that stuff, right? But it never stopped me. I was that girl. When I was in school or when I was around people, I was like, wait a minute. What did they just say? Like, I would listen to the lyrics like, that's not, yeah. And what's that based on? That's based on the reservoir of information I have within myself, whether it's from parenting, whether it's from a past life, whether it's from something I heard and then it resonated and then I agreed with that. You understand what I'm saying? I was already in agreement with that. But nevertheless, I remember myself doing, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. And a lot of times those things like that kind of messed up my opportunity to have cliquish relationships. Because as much as I wanted to have friendships, a lot of times I would find myself ending those friendships because I could not deny the certain things that were coming to my attention and it made too much sense to me. And the fact that other people weren't picking up on this, I'm just like, well, I'm gone. Yeah? And it got better as I got older where, it wasn't, I respect your life and I expect you to respect mine and you're not going to do that if I sit here and keep giving you what you want, so I'm out. Yeah? So it's just a beautiful thing to be able to not, be succumbed just to the outward appearance because a lot lies beneath. A lot lies beneath. A lot lies beneath. Yeah? Yeah, you can't tell me you don't want this because the very fact that you get so frustrated with the misfortune without just shows that you're not satisfied. Yeah, you're not satisfied. That's the whorish energy. You never satisfied. That's what you're going to hear. You're never satisfied. You're never satisfied. That's your conscience, bear witness. You're never satisfied. And it's supposed to spark reflection. Yeah, this is what George Michael is doing in writing this song. He's reflecting. Whether this circumstance is physical or if he was, dropping some, some spiritual stuff, I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is I lost my train of my train of thought, y'all. What was I saying before, Spirit? What was I saying before, man? It was getting so good, too. Man. I'm going to have to go back. Am I going to have to go back? We'll see, y'all. Yeah. Let me text my son, too. Maybe that's why I did that. Let me text my son because he's supposed to be out here by now. He might not know that I'm out here. And watch it come back to me after watch. This is how it be working for me, y'all. I swear this is how it be working for me. Yeah. Spirit be looking out for me and the responsibilities I have to take care of, too. But, listen, go ahead and text your son and let him know you outside so you're not staying here forever. Yeah. Yo, thank you. See? I said it was going to come back. Yeah, you're never satisfied. You're never satisfied. So it's not, when you hear, when you see, physical relationships, marriages, partnerships, and typically this is spoken to the woman. It's always to the woman. And I feel like it's in order because it speaks to the feminine principle. When we're thinking of this spiritual union that happens within us between those principles, to make us whole, and because we are aligning with the divine, now they can actually function in their full capacity now. If there's an issue, the masculine principle is going to be a little bit more understanding of that feminine principle. It's not going to be, you understand what I'm saying? So you'll see this, as this is happening within, you'll understand how it happens without. So, when you have people in the physical, talking about, oh, my husband says, I'm never satisfied, or the husband might say, she's never satisfied, I give her this, I give her that, I work so hard. Why I work so hard for you. Y'all, in these karmic relationships, y'all not talking to each other. Y'all talking to this whore, this whorish energy. That's really what your soul is crying out to. This is what your soul is actually crying out about. Why do I work so hard for you? Why? When I don't even love you. I don't even love your principles. I don't love your laws. I don't love your policies. I don't like none of this. I didn't sign up for none of this. It'll end up being like that. But like I said, you can tie this, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Y'all can tie this back to my download. Yeah? Shadowboxing. Yeah? Y'all put each other, speaking to the couples, y'all put each other's name on that shadow. That shadow is this whorish, Babylonish energy. Yeah, got you thinking that if you pour into it, it's going to give you back what you were designed to be satisfied for. It's a lie. Just like a hoe out in the street, it's a representation. Yeah, don't do this personal evaluation on people. You know what? I can't even tell you not to, because you got to do the work. You're not going to be able to do none of this if you don't do the work from within. I don't even have any jurisdiction. You hear me? To tell you to do and not to do, because it's a matter of choice as to whether or not you're going to align yourself with divine nature. Once you align yourself with divine nature, then you'll be able to see these things as we see it, as the divine sees things. Yeah? You won't be so hard on other people on the outward, because you'll be like, oh, they can't do it. They can't do it. You understand? This is divine law. This is natural law. This is universal law. You don't get the fruits of the Spirit sleeping with the hoe. Yeah? You don't get this. Yeah, you don't get the fruits of the Spirit. Yeah? Sourcing artificial intelligence. You don't get the fruits of the Spirit. You got to source divine intelligence. You have to tap into source from which divine intelligence comes from, and you got to get that in order to understand these things. Yeah? And then your eyes will be open. So we hear all these things going on in the planet, right? You hear so many people talking about these things, right? It's time to start to go within so you're not caught unaware without. Yeah? I'm going to end it here because my son is coming. But if they have me to continue it, I will. Till next time, peace.